Hello, and welcome back to another Breakthrough Assault unboxing video. I'm Lee Parnell, and I'm recording from somewhere in the south of England. Now, Battlefront were kind enough to send us some of the new British Bulge releases, and tonight I'm going to be taking a look at the new Challenger box. The Challenger cruiser tank is one of the latest kits in the British Bulge release. The Challenger was the first attempt by the British to mount a 17-pounder with a standard tank hull, in this case the Cromwell. However, the small turret ring of the Cromwell, designed for the 6-pounder and 75mm ordnance quick firing round, combined with a large breech and large ammunition of the 17-pounder, drove a need for a new hull based on the Cromwell chassis. The hull was wider and deleted the whole machine gun to allow for extra ammo storage, whilst the turret was a large cumbersome affair designed to accommodate a second loader to help handle the rounds into the breech. All of this had a long development life, and the actual tank wasn't available in time for D-Day. Instead, the Firefly was developed as an intermediate measure, combining the Sherman with the 17-pounder, and equipping the Desert Rats Armoured Division, allowing them to have a Firefly alongside the Cromwell. However, the Sherman wasn't an ideal solution, was slower than the actual Cromwell tank, and so the Challenger was eventually adopted towards the end of the Normandy campaign. It would also be fielded by the Armoured Recce regiments, who were also equipped with the Cromwell. Despite these shortcomings, the Challenger did actually provide a decent firing platform for the 17-pounder that could keep up with the Cromwells as they pursued the German army from the French border all the way to the Netherlands. In game terms, the Challenger appears much like a Cromwell. It has front armour 6, side armour 4, a tactical speed of 12, and very similar dash stats, albeit a reduced cross-check due to its longer wheelbase, making it a bit more cumbersome. The main difference is really in the main gun. The 17-pounder is a late war pattern. It has anti-tank 15, providing it a much heavier punch against the upper armoured Panthers that you might be seeing appear. However, this comes at a cost of deleting the whole machine gun, reducing its anti-infantry support, along with the fact the 17-pounder lacks a HE round. The tank can be fielded in one of two ways. Firstly, as part of a Hussars unit, where you can have up to 2 troops of entirely equipped with the Challenger, either in 3 or 4 tanks, or as part of the actual Cromwell units, where you'll get up to 2 Challengers alongside up to 2 Cromwells. The latter provides some flexibility in terms of the actual firepower at troop level, whilst the former, with dedicated Challenger and Cromwell troops, means the firepower can be concentrated at the cost of sometimes being in the wrong place. Now, Battlefront were kind enough to send me one of the new kits, so let's take a look inside the box and see what we got. Inside the box, we find ourselves with 4 Challenger tank sprues, a bag with decals, and a troop commander sprue. The Challenger sprue only builds the Challenger. There's unfortunately not much in the way of commonality between it and the Cromwell when it comes down to the plastic kit, due to its wider and longer hull. However, we get enough tanks in the set to build either a Hussars Challenger troop with 4 tanks, or to provide a number of Cromwell troops with an additional Challenger. There's nothing new about the troop commander sprue. It's your standard but quite nice set. And the decals provided are the white Allied stars plus the white squadron markings of an unbrigaded regiment inside a division. So that's appropriate for an Armoured Recce regiment. If you're doing Desert Rats, you'll have to find the right colour for your unit elsewhere. So now we've unboxed the sprue, let's take it, clip it all out, and see how we can actually build this kit up. The main parts of the Challenger can be familiar to anyone who uses the Cromwell kit, or indeed most Battlefront kits. Track parts, hull, upper hull, vertical plate for the front plate, turrets, lower, upper, front. There's a little hatch goes in the back, the main gun, and then the optional components such as the buttoned, unbuttoned hatches, and some cool stowage, little ammo crate, wheel, top cover, and an optional exhaust cover which is going to go on the back. As for most kits, it's actually handed, so we can't get the bits the wrong way around. Important to note, obviously, this kit only builds the Challenger. It doesn't have to cater for doing multiple other kits and variants, which makes for a much more compact and optimized build. So that gives us our lower hull. Alright. Important to note that there's no bow machine gun on the Challenger, just a dry clip. Turret, standard sort of construction, got a base plate. That is going to go in here, like so. That gives a little hatch at the back. Sorry, I'm probably bringing the camera a bit too close. Again, half moon. There you go. Ta-da. As you can see, it's actually a relatively quick building kit. It's quite nice. That doesn't seem to compromise its quality in any way. Now, obviously you could say the turret is slab-sided, but that's true to real life, really. It was a big, ugly turret. Though, as I was always pointing out when Mike says this, the actual Challenger still sits lower than a Firefly, thanks to its lower hull posture. That said, we've got a little escape hatch in the back, and the searchlight being built into the front piece, A, gives it some character, and B, saves the most fiddly bit of the Cromwell and comic kits. The little searchlight goes on the side. Elsewhere, the tank has a decent level of detail. The driving light's well realised. The front, whilst lacking the whole machine gun, because again, reality strikes, is a little featureless, but much like the stowage on the side, there's not much you can do about that, because it's pretty much how it did look. Engine deck got lots of detail. It's always a shame when you cover it in stowage, because there's quite a lot there to play with in terms of weathering and detail. Rear plate's nice realised with a little tank telephone on the back as well. And obviously the tracks are a big improvement over the old metal tracks of the original resin kit. Nicely realised crisp detail. All that kind of good stuff. It's going to be interesting to see how the Challenger manifests in the table. It's obviously pricier than the M10C. You get 3 of them for pretty much the cost of 4 M10Cs, even with the lake pattern with the AT15. But you do get more versatility out there, Challenger. Obviously the gun's no different, but you've got better armour, you've got better speed, and also you can mix in with some Cromwell units to lay down HE fire elsewhere. I certainly plan to build a unit of these guys for the Hussars, the 15th and 19th Hussars. Sorry, brain fart then. I've already got one box. I'll probably get a second box just to allow for both options. Price try and scrounge up some more Cromwells as well to get all the Cromwells in there. And that'll let me do basically either these guys in the race at Market Garden, when they were obviously operating with mixed troops, or for the actual post Battle of the Bulge, where B Squadron was still waiting for its comets and had to go around with a pick of the actual Cromwells and Challengers that the other two squadrons had given up as they switched to the Comet. The interesting thing I find about Challenger is it costs the same tank for tank as a Comet. Now obviously it's got that raw anti-tank 15 and a slightly better range, I believe. Nope, I think it's the same actually. Which makes it, obviously the Comet's got the same sort of dash, tactical, it's got this better dash, a better cross, one less anti-tank, but frankly 14 is as good as 15 against most things. But it has HE and it has smoke, makes it a more versatile gun all around. That said, there's probably still a place for the Challenger, and certainly I don't think playing the Challenger in either the 15th, 19th, or in the actual Armoured Wrecking Regiments / Desert Rats will be a detriment. So I'm going to try and, like I say, get that done sometime in the new year. I've got a commission to get out of the way first, and we'll see how that goes. I think the large turret's also going to lend itself really well to the Hessian netting I've been working on. A, because it'll sort of make up for the rather slab-side nature of the actual tank, and B, it just gives a much larger palette to build that on as well. So there you have it, the British Bulge Challenger Armoured Troop box set unboxed. As always, hopefully you enjoy that. Like this and subscribe below, that always helps us out. And if you really appreciate our work, then head over to the Patreon link below and give us £1 a month to support our efforts. I'll be back soon with a figure review of either the Sexton or the Comet, depending which I do next. And who knows, even the VDV box set might appear by then. Anyway, take care and speak to you soon.